This week, the chickens are coming home to roost, and on Saturday, the government will see the power of the people, and that despite the fact they want to run a Russian-esque North Korean dictatorship, the people are not going to stand for it. We've had enough. Enough shushy. It's time to be seen and heard.
Don't trust the mainstream media. They'll make your teeth itch. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.
Howdy, Chunky, live across the world. This is the voice of reason for a Monday morning, and it's a bit windy. Just felt a stiff one up my back. But other than that, it is a great week for Great Britons, as we will be going to London. Well, not me, because I'm banned like I was from the Reform Conference yesterday. Mustn't be seen in public, you're too high profile, the Mafia Mapper people say. Well, that's fine, I don't need to be there, because I can talk to you on this. The problem they've got now, in the week of reckoning, is that there are so many ways that we, the great British people, can communicate. We don't actually need to be physically anywhere. And this is the flaw in the matrix. When they try and bring you down and silence you by putting you in prison, as Lucy, I and Tommy know, they hope that you are eviscerated from the public eye and got rid of from the memory of the public. But it doesn't work like that. In fact, I dare say Lucy Connolly would never have been heard of if they'd have just ignored her. Tommy Robinson has been made a martyr by the fact they have gone to such extreme lengths to vilify a man that the general public believe actually just has the interests of young girls at heart. All he actually seemingly is interested in is protecting underage girls from the prying eyes and the disgusting hands of those who want to abuse them. How could anybody argue that this man is anything other than a great patriot for wanting to do that? Our country is on a precipice, and I was at the heart of it. At the very beginning, before anybody knew what two-tier policing was, what this double standard of justice is, I was there, arrested 5 times and raided 3 times, had my door smashed in by the mafia police who worked in cahoots with the national broadcaster and all the other agencies to scare me into silence. It hasn't worked. And on Saturday, you're going to see the true power of the people with Tommy. Do me a favour and join me at alexbelfield.com. This morning's news is 40 minutes. We do it 6 days a week, the 30 to 40 biggest stories around the world. Unedited, uncensored, OFCOM free, no BS, and not PC. You can subscribe here. We've just gone up to 347,000 subscribers. Join the party at alexbelfield.com. One of the most entertaining things for me since being out of the pokey, since pleasuring His Majesty for 2.9 years, is how many careers I've made. How many YouTubers put my name in the title and suddenly get 10 times, 100 times the hits they would get if they didn't. And you realize this is an industry. To hate on people like Tommy and I, not so much Katie now, she has more love than hate. It's interesting how she has managed to pivot her career, which is fantastic. And I'm so proud that I gave her stage back in 2022 when we performed together in Blackpool. What an amazing night that was.
They wanted us gagged, they wanted us silenced, they wanted me backed up in jail, they wanted to have finished me tonight. We have the biggest selling show in the history of New York.
But what has happened with the far left radicals in the last few months is that the public have seen the wood for the trees. They've seen this as a game. Destroying Katie was a sport, a game, an Olympic level achievement by those who wanted to be gold in "we brought her down." And I'm going through the same thing again now, where people who claim they don't like me and hate me cannot stop talking or thinking about me. It's an amazing new illness by the far left radicals who are so politically ensconced in their own delusion that they just have to wipe you out. One of my favorite things from my trial was we had to say something. We had to say, you didn't have to say anything. You stuck your nose into something that was none of your business, and look what happened. All you do when you try and destroy someone who is a good person trying to tell the truth is draw more attention and put more focus on the things that they're talking about, so the public will decide, because they're intelligent, they have a brain, they have common sense to work out the truth. And this Saturday, despite no mainstream media coverage, you're going to see an absolute landslide of realization that this country's had enough, and that the public are now awakening to the reality that if this tyranny continues, this dystopian nightmare of Keir Karma Stomer's two-tier justice, where men are arrested at airports by firearm guards over jokes, and that's what they've weaponized with me. They try and pretend you're sexist, racist, homophobic, you're all the things by simply making jokes. We used to do them, do you remember? 70s, 80s, 90s. And then in the noughties, when Tony Blair finally destroyed any sensibility that we had as a nation, you couldn't make jokes anymore. You're racist, you're sexist, you're homophobic. No, we're not. We're not. And in Tommy's case, and that I've been banging on about for years, and Andrew Bridgen was talking about years and years ago, whilst at the same time fighting for the post office people who still haven't been paid, by the way. Still haven't been paid. Can you imagine? We live in a country where people killed themselves, went to prison, died over the lies of the government and its partners to cover up the biggest scandal ever, and they still haven't been compensated. The reckoning is coming. And the more they try and, you're hurting our feelings, the more they try and boo-hoo about people like Tommy and me and Lucy and Katie and, they've got a show, we're going to close them down. I'm sorry that you can't get a life and get out of ours. I'm sorry you're so weak and feeble. Your obsession outweighs your common sense. But on Saturday, I can tell you, the chickens are coming home to roost. This is the week of the reckoning and the awakening, and it gives me a semi. I've not been this excited since the Barron Knights went to #1 in the 70s. This is remarkable, and no matter what they do now, it doesn't matter. They can keep arresting me or Tommy. They can throw us back in jail, which I'm sure they're trying to do. We'll teach him a lesson, but we'll come out, and we'll never give up. Because unlike the lefty, namby-pamby, pinko liberal, Guardian reading, champagne sipping, oyster eating, Nagaman crushy types, we are people of principle. We are people who care. And we will not be beaten by liars and cheats and bullies and establishment intimidators who want us to be silent simply to protect their own feathered nest. What a week. I'm so excited. I can't be there, because if I do, I'll go back to prison. But you can, Saturday in London, to say it's great to be British. How exciting is that?
This is not a new jingle, so don't be a dipstick. They locked him up for words, not crimes. A tongue so sharp can handle the slime. 0.17, that's the score. The truth is a fact they can't ignore. Lefty dumbass is running scared. The voice of reason bold. Standing tall, prepared to dare. Rebels' words always live on air. Alex Belfield, voice of reason, breaking chains in every prison. Fear the man, not the small size, micro penis with fierce blue eyes.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Then he created man and woman and dogs. Lots of things were built, destroyed, rebuilt, flooded, and built again. Then, Alex Belfield was born, forced to pleasure His Majesty. Keys were thrown away, lost, found again, and placed in a holding pen. Today, Alex continues to annoy medicated lefties and supercilious fartheads all over the world by telling the truth. Now, the overnight sensation after 30 years and star of stage, screen, and his mother's back bedroom is back. God's greatest gift to free speech, humanity, and the Probation Service Complaints Department is Alex Belfield, the voice of reason.